Right.
Oh, fuck off, Men's Journal.
Men's Journal says you can't go live yet. You might have erectile dysfunction.
Right?
I'm trying to go live, but don't remind me about it. God, Men's Journal. It's real easy to have erectile dysfunction if you think about having erectile dysfunction.
In this episode of the Red Eye Report, we discuss incredible feats of endurance. With me this week is Anabolic Ashtray. He holds the junior Midwest record for face fucks at 100 in an hour.
That's a lot.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's an incredible record on its own, but he has a long way to go to match 300, held by a Texan old folks home attendant.
Is his name Trevor?
So sorry, Grandma.
Yeah, but I got a record to beat. Next to Ashtray is Terrific Teddy. He holds the record for toenails, eating them 10 pounds worth of toenails.
You could do like chitlins or something.
What the fuck, dude?
I mean, at least Ashtray gets his dick sucked. I got to eat toenails. What the fuck kind of shit is that?
we also
Hey, man, he didn't want you to make you feel uncomfortable with your sexuality.
I don't care, racist ass show, man.
we have Mutoid Mystic. He has a number of incredible feats of endurance under his belt. Many are around eating and shitting. Too disgusting. Yeah, all of them. Too disgusting to mention here. And then finally, there's me, Oracle. I don't have any feats of endurance records. I'm too fucking lazy. So I guess I'll lead this 416th episode of the Red Eye Report. That's as many as how it's made.
Damn.
That is the count for something. Yep.
Bitch. That's right.
We are
last
neck
week
and neck
after
with
your-
how it's made tonight.
Fuck you, Science Channel.
Yeah.
Sorry, they ran out of fucking research.
Boom. All right. Before we get started here, we have our weekly benefit event for the Dane County Humane Society. Pause for the cause. This is in memorandum for all the lost dogs out there that were hit by cars. Bear, Lassie, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
And 5, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be
And
missed.
5.
And don't forget about, it might have been Lassie 6. That was my brother accidentally shot.
Wow. Like Dick Cheney style or what?
Oh no, it was like a serious he was doing his 22 target practicing with hay bales packed up, and the fucking dog went behind the hay bales and he didn't know it. It was one of those things. I was in the house. It was very traumatic. I wasn't there to witness it, but it was like my brother I think it affected him. That's why he's the hillbilly he is today.
I think the weirdest thing, my buddy used to house sit for these people. They had like 4 dogs. Every time he tried to get a 5th dog, the 5th dog would always get hit by a car. And one of the other dogs
the
always near the
like the other 4 would go across the street and be like, "Come on, Rover."
Well, no. It was always one. It was always one dog that would kind of like, "Hey, let's go play by this road." And then they go play by the road, and the other dog would sit there on the side while the dog's like running and get hit. And like, oh shit, another one got hit.
So that there was like a serial killer dog.
Yeah, it was like the dog was like leading the other. The newest ones to fucking play in the street. It was crazy. It was.
That's funny.
It was.
The dog eat dog world
Now, was
out
it
there.
always the newest dog? That was my.
It was always
question.
the newest dog. It was always the newest dog.
Oh, it's the newest dog. Yep, right. Like the 4 of them had a murder pact.
After a while, they were like, "We just can't have 5 dogs."
Yeah, right. All right, we're
Fifth
doing
wheel.
incredible feats of endurance tonight. So this, I kind of thought about this. I was listening to an audiobook from David Goggins. He's that crazy Navy SEAL guy that does the endurance running.
Yeah, it runs like 1,000 miles a day.
Right,
Yeah.
like he's just fucking insane. And he at one point in time he had the record for pull-ups and or consecutive pull-ups. I don't know if it had to be in a 24-hour period. I think it was in a 24-hour period.
Oh man!
At that time, he had done. I can't remember what it was. It was like 5,000 or some shit like that. But it's been smashed since then. Like it's almost like 10,000 now. Like somebody recently.
At one time?
Yeah. Well, not
in like a 24-hour period or something.
What they'll do is they'll do like 10 at a time, like every minute.
Yeah.
And But I mean,
Spurts.
you start doing that
that's
many,
still-
your
yeah.
shit starts breaking down. Like he was describing doing this, and he had like a couple failed attempts, and his fucking, I mean, this guy is like a savage, and all the skin like was completely peeled off of his fucking hands and shit. His muscles were like twitching to the point where he's gonna die, and yeah, pretty crazy. So just started thinking about like some of these other endurance.
Did you say he was a Navy SEAL?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, okay.
So
And they thought he was crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, right. They kicked him out for being too nuts.
Yeah, right. You're doing too many pull-ups. Well, none of us can get on the bar.
so I'll kind of just go
Calm down,
through these feats of endurance that just really struck me. This one kind of blows me away. I don't know how this kid did this and how he wasn't like completely insane after doing it. 264 hours with no sleep. And no, like,
What?
this kid wasn't on meth or anything
200
either.
and
So that's what?
Yeah, that sounds.
200
National
That's 11
Insomniac?
days.
264
It's like 12 days.
hours with no sleep.
It's
So
11 days.
1965, a high school student named Randy Gardner,
it's when they didn't have drug test.
under
No
supervision
drugs.
of Stanford University researchers, set a record that has not been touched to this day for multiple reasons. He stayed awake without the use of stimulants for just over 11 straight days. So they had-
Supervised the entire time, I assume. to-
Yeah,
I mean, what kind of
Was it a study?
Did they slap his ass every time he got drowsy? I mean, what constitutes a stimulant? Drugs or?
well, I imagine it's drugs that I don't know how this guy
Yeah.
stayed awake, right? Yeah, like how did
I'm
he
assuming
possibly
without
do it?
stimulants would be no
After-
coffee, no like.
Right. So this guy, by day 11, his condition was described like this: expressionless appearance, speech slurred, and without intonation. Had to be encouraged to talk to get him to respond at all. So in a serial sevens test where the respondent
afterward.
starts with the number 100 and proceeds downward by subtracting 7 each time, Gardner got to 65, which was only 5 subtractions, and then stopped. When they asked him why he stopped, he claimed he couldn't remember what he was supposed to be doing. This guy was pretty fucked up.
I
Obviously.
mean, yeah, it was. Yeah.
But kind of crazily, on the 10th day, he actually beat one of the researchers in a game of pinball. So it's some activity.
Drugs.
Yeah. He
Drugs.
he
They
had
didn't
somebody
have the
sneak
test to
sneak
test for.
some fucking drugs.
Now,
in for
like,
him.
I guess this was under some sort of supervision to verify. I'm assuming was it
Yeah,
like
well,
he decided, hey, let's test like.
well,
let me
this
take
was in a
challenge.
research lab at Stanford.
Oh, Stanford. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Stanford's where they do all the fucked up shit.
This
in
is the
60s.
time period where they're doing all kinds of crazy
LSD
human
stuff,
trials
yeah.
and shit. So, yeah, this definitely, it doesn't say
Makes sense.
anything, about like subsequent things, years, if there were long-term effects or anything. But I wonder, on this one, I don't know, maybe he just caught up on his sleep. All right. So we've got, this is fucking mind-blowing. I don't even know how this is possible. 22 minutes underwater with no air. So this dude,
Crazy.
yeah, Stig Severinsen. So he's a diver, and he really does like all this breathwork stuff, or a free diver. He stayed submerged without assistance for 22 full minutes.
Oof.
I did Mako.
Wow.
I did
That's
Mako
fucking
right there.
Fuck off,
Crazy.
David Blaine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, David Blaine actually held the record for a period of time.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he
Okay.
did for a short period of time, and then this smashes it. Like,
No.
not even fucking close. It's insane.
Too
Outta here.
bad he doesn't have a good PR department.
41 minutes without blinking. This was a benefit
Ooh,
event
jeez. God, that would
to
hurt.
get like some kid a wheelchair or something. So it's fucking
Jesus.
that's fucking
I'm sorry, kid.
torturous.
Was it the
eyes
kid who
are
needed the
drying
wheelchair
out.
because he couldn't move any part of his body?
Yeah, right. No, this is just people coming together and doing some sort of a contest, a blinking contest. I had never heard of this really long Wimbledon match that happened in, I believe it was 2010.
It was over like 2 days, wasn't it, or some shit?
Yeah, 3 days.
Murphy.
Took
3 days, yeah.
3 days to complete. And they had to stop it a few times because of darkness. And restart. So 3 days to complete, clocking in at a staggering 11 hours and 5 minutes.
Jesus, Murphy.
Yeah, pretty intense.
What year was that?
That was 2010, I believe.
2010? That recently?
Yeah.
But they weren't like, hey, this is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, Wimbledon in 2010.
Did
They
get
keep
some
playing
breaks
it
to
till
eat?
someone wins.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
This is really interesting. I had never heard of this one. So this guy, he claims that he doesn't need to fucking eat or drink.
I've heard about this guy.
Really.
Yeah, Prahlad Johnny,
Mhm.
a guy from Alabama. No, he's an elderly Indian man. So at the age of 82, Mr. Johnny was held under close observation at Sterling Hospital in Ahmedabad, India, where he consumed no food and drank no water and did not urinate or pass stool for a full 15 days. His vital signs were found to be
Jesus.
perfectly normal. And Dr.
He was sneaking slim fast or something.
Shah, we studied him for 15 days with him taking no water or food. Somebody doesn't take water for 7 or 8 days, he surely dies. This isn't the first time that they studied this guy. And he says he hasn't had to drink or eat for 70 years. I don't fucking know.
70 years.
Yeah, that's apparently
I'm
there's
sorry, but you can only feed off karma so much.
right. Kind of crazy. I mean, they've got a point for somebody to not be
Right.
drinking water.
Sure,
that
late at
long?
night he's going to the fucking whorehouse and they're feeding him grapes and wine. Oh, I didn't have to feed myself for all these years. It was the whores who did it.
Yeah. All right. So we've got some pretty crazy athletic ones. Athletic, definitely. Yeah, as far as this kind of stuff. So the Great California Run. This is insane. This guy, he ran Badwater, which is an ultra marathon. It's 135 miles through Death Valley.
Jesus.
What the
Good
fuck?
Yeah.
Lord.
It's 120
What the
degrees
fuck?
Fahrenheit when they run this. But this
That's why
isn't
they
even as
call it Death Valley because all
Yeah.
the death.
this
Yeah,
isn't
you might as well
even
pull
the
a Red
biggest one.
Rider wagon behind you with 5 gallons of water.
So, in 2005, so this Dean Karnazes took his ultimate lifetime challenge, a 350-mile continuous run through Northern California without stopping. It took him 80 hours and 44 minutes to
I just
complete,
kept running.
requiring
Jesus.
3 days without sleep. Running for
He
Continuous.
literally
Over.
didn't stop at all.
He didn't stop. He
I was saying,
ran for
like, he must have had
350 miles.
Someone with a car or something to at least monitor him.
Well, yes. So
like these people who swim across the ocean,
Yeah.
they got a boat beside him.
he most definitely had a crew with him. But yeah, this motherfucker ran 350 miles in 80
Jesus.
hours. It's fucking insane.
Was his name Forrest Gump?
No,
Oh, right.
it wasn't. And he wasn't
I just
retarded.
kept running.
But he also didn't fuck Jenny. Although
Right.
neither did
Get
Forrest.
AIDS.
Right.
That's cool. You don't want AIDS,
Jenny was worth it.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
So there was also swimming. I didn't realize that this had happened. Benoit Lecomte, French swimmer.
Benoit Lecomte.
He swam for 8 hours per day, so he had a crew. They had a boat. At night, he would sleep in the boat. They would monitor, where he was or whatever, and then he would continue on. But he swam across the Atlantic Ocean in 73 days. In
8 hours
1990.
at a day.
8 hours a day.
It's not bad though. That's like just a job. If it was 16 hours a day, that'd be.
Oh, it's just not bad.
Oh,
except the fucking
he
sharks
only
and shit.
swam.
I mean,
He only
He had a
swam
boat next to him.
3,716 miles. Oh
it's
yeah.
not bad. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
dangerous.
that's fucking nothing.
I mean,
Right?
yeah.
Wow.
Probably got union.
You got a
pension
high
on
bar
there.
to impress you, huh?
Right. Fucking
Yeah.
Tweety
That's like
Bird isn't
and
fucking
black, bro.
around, man. Okay, 1939. Tommy Godwin. He rode a bicycle. It was a 4-speed bicycle.
All the speed they had back then.
75,065
Jesus.
miles in a
Damn.
year. In a year. He had to ride
1939,
1939.
right? And think
They-
about
yeah,
it isn't
like-
like there was a fucking bicycle center in every major
Yeah.
city.
It's fucking
Either way.
crazy.
But also at the same time there it's 1939. There's not, you can't like film this shit. There's no way to really track. I'm pretty sure he got the car some of that time. I mean he's I'm gonna ask you on this one, okay?
Right, as far as like who was there to verify that?
It's not like they didn't have people to 1939. I mean, come on. And they absolutely could have videotaped that if they wanted to.
Asbestos
Yeah,
was
they
like
had
a thing
video-
back then.
if
But
They had
video
film
of
cameras. There
Jesse
wasn't
Owens.
videotape.
Yeah, they
Right.
had film cameras, but
Oh, okay,
I'm
yeah.
sure
They had film cameras, but it wasn't like you could have a film crew following you constantly. But at the same time, there were cars. You could have a car crew follow you in 39.
Yeah.
Um,
They could
That's
fight
so
World
impressive.
War
Crazy.
II, but they couldn't fucking follow this one bicycle rider.
yeah, right. You know what? He's like,
Hey,
I'm
man,
riding
facts.
to stop
don't
Hitler.
get upset because I'm questioning your fucking facts, bro.
That's what we do here at the Red Eye Report.
we
Question
Okay,
the
actually-
so how
facts.
many miles was it a day for that guy?
200.
Did it tell you how many he did it? 200 a day? Okay.
200 miles a day. That's a lot. Bicycles now,
His leg- I mean,
fucking
his legs,
bicycles
I
are nice as shit. Back
Oh,
then,
yeah,
they were
right,
probably
and they
fucking
go really fast. They're fucking streamlined nowadays. Back
I mean,
then, it's
ride-
one of
I mean,
those
you ride
with
my
the big
Gixxer for
dumb
4
fucking wheel in the
hours.
front. You're like, doo 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 doo.
I find it funny that you went right to the Wicked Witch of the West.
right? You actually had a basket with a fucking.
That's how they did it back then.
Yeah.
All right. We
Hey,
talked
come in
about
and get
this
those
guy,
pretties.
this Wim Hof guy.
Oh, I was thinking about him.
Yeah, he actually he's done some crazy shit. So
What did he do?
well, some of the stuff completely
Ice
immersed in
guy or
ice at 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 42 seconds.
Wow.
He summited Mount Kilimanjaro within 2 days, almost Mount Everest, wearing shorts. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
He-
it?
Yep.
that
that's
breathing
it.
method.
Like no shoes?
Yeah.
I,
remember that.
I don't
Yeah.
think he was wearing shoes either.
No,
Yeah, he would've had to have
I
some
saw
shoes.
he was on I saw the guy. He was on Rogan, I believe, because he said he had to have
Yeah.
shoes. He didn't have shoes. He would have got frostbite
keep
Oh,
on his
okay.
toes and stuff. So,
Yeah, frostbite.
so
Too.
I think he had or for traction or something. But
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
he does his breathing technique that the monks and the Himalayans use to keep him warm.
Yeah. He completed a marathon above the Arctic
rum.
Circle in Finland and temperatures close to -20 degrees Celsius or -4 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, dressed in only shorts. He finished that in 5 hours and 25 minutes.
Jesus.
So
A
they,
marathon. Holy
yeah,
fuck.
they've
Wow.
been studying this guy for years because he has the ability to. They say that he can move blood to his vital organs at will. And they don't know how the fuck this guy can do it, but he can.
Meditation and concentration is
Eternal
kind of what it
erection.
sounds like.
I mean, yeah.
My buddy has like done some of those breathing exercises, like his method or whatever, and he said he's like it makes me feel like I'm high, like you get this euphoria.
Well, fuck.
Yeah,
I should
yeah,
try
like
that
I said
shit
earlier.
out.
Well, did you watch? Didn't we talk about him on your
Yeah.
episode, Oracle?
Yeah.
And I swear there was that Vice documentary, like it was like a short documentary, but where that guy went to where he was, what country he's in, and like him and a friend, they were like crying after one of those breathing sessions, like oh.
Yeah. And they kind of like became believers too. They're like, holy shit. Like they were kind of.
Yeah, at the end, he went up the mountain with them in shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to argue with that.
Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, I got a few more here. Got some ye oldie ones here. Longest fight in boxing. So
like 37 rounds.
April 6th, 1893, Andy Bowen and Jack Burke fought an unbelievable 111 3-minute rounds, trading blows for 7 hours and 19 minutes. The
7 hours.
Hit like
pugilists pummeled each other until the referee finally called a stop to the massacre and ruled a draw.
Like the last 2 hours, you're just like patting each other.
Yeah. Although there wasn't a decisive winner, the epic battle took a serious toll on both fighters. Burke was said to have broken all the bones in both of his hands and soon retired, while Bowen was killed in the ring in his next fight.
And what year was this?
This was 1893.
Yeah, they got no
Is
head
that-
pet. That's bare
Yeah.
knuckle shit, dude.
Yeah, they probably aren't wearing gloves at that point, right?
Right, they didn't even have ibuprofen.
Yeah, there was no round limit back then, so
Yeah.
you went into one of the fighters to continue.
Yeah, pretty fucking nuts.
That's brutal.
111 rounds.
Here's David Blaine for the longest breath. That other guy had smashed the record, but he held the Guinness World Record after holding his breath underwater for 17 minutes and 4 seconds, live on the Oprah Winfrey Show. But that's
It's Oprah, you know it's real.
That's nothing to scoff at, though.
Yeah.
You know, 17
It's fucking
fucking minutes.
crazy.
That's crazy.
17 minutes.
yeah.
Well, imagine being part of his staff where it's like you're there as soon as like, oh, as if it's an emergency, but it's like we're past 15 minutes. Like we don't want to stop him because he's trying to set a record, but fuck.
Yeah.
Is he dead?
Right.
Yeah.
And then finally we just have some dumb ones. There we go. These are dumb
My
records
favorite.
that nobody wants to
Nobody cares to break.
Yeah, care to break. So
How many boogers you pick?
This guy, most piercings in 24 hours.
Holy shit.
Good lord, that's terrible.
So this
I
guy,
He
gotta see
chainmailed
this
his
shit.
arms.
I gotta see this shit here.
Oh, here, I'll bring up that
chainmailed his
picture. Look at
arms.
his fucking arm.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's like he chainmailed his arm.
Yeah. All right. So this guy,
gonna be pissed when-
back in 2006, he decided to do this. So wanted to get the most piercings in 24 hours. They succeeded at a staggering 1,055 piercings in just under 8 hours.
Well, I hope he never has anything wrong with him because he can't take an MRI.
Yeah.
Take shit out.
Yeah, I don't get this at all.
Right? I mean, it's
Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just rip his flesh.
Oh man. I don't know. There's
Yeah.
gotta be some bad thing
if
that
I
happens.
if I
as a
worked with
result
this
of
guy,
Well, imagine what
I would
like,
keep as
percentage
many pounds
get
of magnets
infected.
on me. God damn it! If I was, Never mind. Go ahead. Go on.
Billy Mitchell, you ever hear of this guy? The fucking
Sounds familiar.
arcade guy.
He was the
arcade-
arcade
Oh, the guy with the
he
hot
did,
sauce brand
Yeah.
from the the Donkey Kong documentary.
Yep. I didn't realize this. So yeah,
He won his court case.
That's right. He got his records reinstated recently because they said he was a cheater.
Yep. He was cheating.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
but legally, I'm not a cheater.
Billy Mitchell, he has the Pac-Man world record. What I didn't know, though, was Mitchell described the task as tremendously monotonous, which sounds about right to us. Blah, blah. After you complete level 20, you play the exact same level over 200 times in a row. Can't remember how many hours it took him to do this. Many. It took many hours. Several hours.
Yeah.
And basically you have to play a perfect game. You have to get everything. But fuck that.
Yeah.
This other guy, Rafael Antonio Lozano Jr., is on a quest to visit every Starbucks in the world.
Jesus
Christ.
So, according to his website, Winter has visited 8,540 stores in the U.S. and Canada.
How many stores do they have?
I don't know. But he's traveled all over the
So many
world, and as
Starbucks
of
for
last
this.
year, he spent over $100,000 on his quest. Who cares? Who fucking...
Wow.
Like, why?
Right?
I mean, I guess it's something, but shit, dude. Get a cheaper hobby.
35,711
Oh, wow.
35,711 stores.
They do have a
In
link
the whole
to
world.
his website.
How much did he spend? You said I was looking up the shit when you were talking about that.
Well, at that time, let's try going to his website. Oh, nice. Wow, this website is like fucking GeoCities 90 shit.
nice.
So he's now, as of
Let's see.
today,
Damn, it doesn't even have a background anymore.
Yeah,
Probably because the
total-
image is lost.
total stores visited 18,913.
Wow.
Jeez. He's halfway
You
there.
know, he's got like one of those Google filters where it's like whenever someone says my name and it's like he's gonna get a link to our
Yeah.
fucking podcast.
this
like
is fucking
somebody's
great.
remembers me.
I mean, how rich is this guy that he can do this? Travel all around the world, go to Starbucks.
I have no idea.
Trust fund baby, probably.
Yeah, this is
Vanderbilt.
Maybe he's got some kind of YouTube thing.
probably. He's seeking an
probably, yeah.
agent / publisher for his book.
Seeking an agent, aren't we all?
Yeah.
What is his name?
That wasn't. I found one.
What the fuck was this guy's name? Rafael Antonio Lozano Jr.
That's how memorable going to all those Starbucks is. We don't remember your name 5 seconds after we hear it. Fuck
That
you, Raphael, and your goddamn.
that website is
Coffee,
fantastic.
whatever.
Starbucks everywhere done.
It is, yeah.
Okay. So this one woman, Marva Drew, she was 1968. She was a mother. Her kids came home from school and they're like, my teacher said that you cannot count to 1 million. She's like, you know what? Fuck that shit. I'm going to count to 1 million. So she started counting to 1 million.
Stubborn motherfucker.
In
That's like 11 years.
1968, and just like wrote it down or typed it to 1 million, and she did it. She
How long
Wow.
did it take her?
it took her for 6 years,
Damn.
and the
Yeah.
result was 2,500 pages of numbers. So
I say the only way to actually prove it is she probably had to actually write them. all
yeah,
down.
she actually wrote it down. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's something to do.
And she goes back to the teacher. She's
Sure,
like,
I
don't
mean,
remember
but-
saying that.
Yeah, this one, I don't know what the fuck is up with this shit. So
Well, it was who was it who challenged her? Was it her granddaughter?
no, so her kid came
Her
home from
kid.
school, and his teacher at school was like, "You can't count to 1,000,000." And the kid was like,
dumb,
"Hey,
bitch.
mom, my teacher said this." She's like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna
Yeah,
count to
I'll prove
1,000,000."
that teacher wrong. Meanwhile, I'm going to neglect you for 6 years.
Yeah, right.
Don't blame me. I'm proving that
No way,
teacher.
I'm counting.
I had this. I just don't even really know how to quantify or anything. So Michelle Santiala or Santelia. So he uses 4 keyboards at the same time. Somehow types on all of them without looking at them. And I don't know what the fuck this is, but over the past few decades, he's been taking famous books and retyping them backwards.
What?
So he types them backwards. So if it's like hello, it's OLLEH.
Oh, completely. He must even have one of those weird, like reflective
Does he have
minds that
super-
can
Yeah,
just
maybe he's
mirror
got
shit easily.
dyslexia, like to the max
Yeah.
or something.
I
I
thought
don't know.
super dyslexia, man. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Probably be a really good, code decipher or something shit like that.
It's a shitty superpower to have. I can't
so
read
if
it.
you were to
Superpower.
stack all of his retyped
I
books
write
on
novels
top
in reverse and no one
top
reads
of
them.
each other, they would reach 13 feet and 9 inches tall. After completing the life of Abraham Lincoln in June 2009, his plan was to present it to President Obama. Like what? Yeah, like what the fuck is this? Who is this insane person? Oh man,
Wow.
Lordy, I have no idea on that. I didn't know that was a thing, and now you do too.
Thank you.
And then finally, there's this this guy here. So at 37, he inherited a house in London, and basically what he did, like he started renovating, and then he started digging under his house. And he ended up digging all these fucking tunnels from around his house for 40 years until the street collapsed in front of his house. So
You can't just dig tunnels out, no, like structural
amateur,
integrity.
no,
like,
yeah, no
tunneler.
structural integrity. This guy's
Yeah.
just digging fucking tunnels and shit. Yeah. They booted him out of the house and put him up in a hotel while they fixed the road and all the damage that this guy had caused. And then he died,
Yeah.
so he didn't have to pay him back. Just kind of a weird
That was a
fucking
fad for a while.
Really?
In beaches, people would dig a tunnel. They would dig a tunnel, like they did like 6-7 feet down, and then dig like 10-15 feet, and then people would crawl through it, and they're like, oh my God, it collapsed. And I'm like, yeah, it's sand, you fucking retards.
Yeah, that's don't do
It's,
that.
it was a fad for a while. People on TikTok, people were digging tunnels on the beach, and then like it would collapse. I'm like, yeah, because it's sand.
Yeah.
It's
That sounds like a very dumb idea.
I consider
Structural
that shit
integrity.
survival of the fittest right there, bro.
Yeah.
yes, I agree with you.
All right, moving on to the next section of the show here, What's Sexy, where we tell you the best way to dig holes on the beach. They won't collapse on you. And first up, we have Teddy with driving around Southerners in the snow.
Okay, it snowed 6 inches down here. Would shut this motherfucker down.
The whole motherfucker.
The whole
Daisy Dukes
motherfucker
had to
down.
fucking.
Like the whole
it's like the whole motherfucker, bro. I mean, I got like 3 days off work. It was awesome. And I live 5 minutes from my job. The people, the going around people was awesome. I get it's slushy. It's not fucking, everybody's doing like 3 miles an hour and shit. Just like, oh my God. Oh my God. It's just because there's snow on the ground. Like, I get it, but so you're just going around and people honking and beep, beep, beep. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, buddy, calm down. You're doing 3, I'm doing 15. That's all. It's just driving around them. It's just these people when it snows. I'll get into it in my fucking thing. It happens every year. I bitch about it every year, as Misty pointed out earlier. But it's yeah. I'm getting in my old black man status. I'm fucking getting goddamn sick of it. Anyway, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
But driving
6
around in
inches.
slow,
That's
retarded radio
pretty
cars.
intense for Tennessee.
And it wasn't that wet slushy shit. It was like the dry,
Wow.
like dry snow. You couldn't even make a snowball out of it. It fucking sucked. And people are like, "Oh my god, man, black man, just slow down."
Should have did a pit maneuver on him. Be like, "Fucking wake up, motherfucker!"
My thing is, I don't understand why you'd honk at me as I'm going around you. I'm like, what? Do you think
Just
I'm gonna spit out and hit you in
concentrate
the
on
middle
what
of
you're doing.
what you're doing? I mean, yeah. If you think it's so dangerous, there's snow on the ground. Don't take one hand off the wheel to honk.
Right. All right. Next up, we have Mystic with Fargo season 5.
So I waited till it came out. It's all 10 episodes are out on Hulu.
I haven't finished it.
You started it though?
I have started. Yes, I am in the. Yeah, she ran away a second time. She left her kid with the cop with that chick, and then left
Okay,
to go
I
do
did-
something.
I have-
That's where I'm at.
Well, sir, there's no.
Oh shit.
Anyway,
My bad. I thought you watched it all. Sorry.
nope. About 4 episodes in, but it's like the weirdest. It had probably the best opening sequence to any fucking show that I've seen in history.
Wow.
I like that whole, like, they put up this thing where it talks about Minnesota nice. And it like gives a description of what Minnesota nice is, and then instantly goes into like this slow motion fucking dolly shot around a room where
Right.
people are literally beating the fucking shit out of each other.
Shit,
It's like a school board meeting. It's fucking awesome as fuck, dude.
It's
Like
awesome,
guys
yeah.
getting punched in
It
the
is.
dick in like slow motion.
Pushing the
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And then like it's a batshit fucking nuts. It literally embodies the movie, the absurdity of what Fargo was as a movie. You know what I mean? That these super nice people were committing these fucking horrific acts, and that's exactly what this is, and it's crazy.
Nice.
I like it.
So are these seasons independent of each other?
Yes. Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think. I think there's a couple seasons that go like one season is
They don't
like, is
go
like
together,
linked to another one
but-
like 30 years past.
Like they don't go together per se, but there are characters. Like there's a character at the end of 4 that was from season 3 that you didn't know until you saw the last thing. Like there's a connection. There's not always a connection, but usually the city of Fargo and somewhere in Minnesota is a connection.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Dude, the first season with Billy Bob Thornton and shit, it'll get you hooked.
yeah.
I'll have to.
It's good.
That looks pretty good.
Billy Bob only in the first.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
only
it's
the
new
first one.
characters,
But
new
it's a
new stories every season.
Kind of like True Detective.
Yeah, except these intertwine
Same
a bit.
area?
True Detective is like completely anthological. So
Or more like The Wire, similar or not as.
yeah, I would say
similar
kind of like The
characters.
Wire, but not as intertwined. But yeah, same concept. You know what I mean?
Boom. Fargo season
Woo.
5. Okay, next up we have me with Tetrarch.
Sounds like some weird Hezbollah Tetris.
Exactly. Let's see here.
I think it was a Roman senator, is what it really is. Or a Roman landowner of some sort.
Or wait, not Hezbollah. They're not. It's Hamas. I get my terrorist groups.
So Tetrarch is a band that's been around for several years that I had never heard of before.
Several years.
Yeah,
Never.
but they're really hitting it off lately. And basically it's kind of like if you took Linkin Park, Slipknot, maybe some Gojira, throw it in there. And it's just a really good package. Like it all the songs are excellent. Their videos are very good. And generally I don't get into this type of music a whole lot, but it's done very well.
It's awesome to see like a Lizzo guitar player like just fucking wailing.
And, dude,
I honestly have never seen.
Yeah.
She's very good too.
Yeah, she
I've never
murders,
seen a
dude.
black
She
female
fucking-
guitar player.
She's owning it.
Yeah, it's fucking
It was funny
awesome.
because the one of the dudes at work, one of the sports guys, is one of the only black guys in the building. I was like, man, I've been listening to metal my whole life, Darius, and I just saw something I've never seen: a black female guitar player. And he's like, yeah, they say that we can do the same stuff as you guys now. I was like, fuck you, asshole. That's not what I meant. You know it, fucking dick.
That's a great response, though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
There you go,
yeah.
brother.
Perfect. Yeah. God damn. That's our like foot in mouth.
But I just mean I've seen black lead singers, I've seen
Yeah.
black drummers, I've never seen
I mean, I've
black
seen
female
a black
guitar
guitar
player.
player, but I've never seen a black metal guitar player.
Yeah, and not like that.
Black female.
I
I've
strictly
seen black
lean in
female
metal.
guitar
Yeah.
player, but not metal guitar player. Like,
Right.
and she's like owning that fucking.
Yeah,
Fuck
she's
yeah, she is.
fucking outstanding. I mean, they're
Those skinny white guys. She gets
very
to
good.
fuck.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
You know what?
We
Think
all
of how
love
many
it.
skinny white guys they're in awe of her, but they're
The
afraid.
ones,
to
the
even
ones
talk
that
to
think
her.
they think they're ready for it, but they can't, fellas. If you can't carry them, you don't deserve them. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the rule you live
break
by.
them like a toothpick, right
Okay?
down the
If you
middle.
can't carry them, you don't deserve them. And that's how you know if you're out of your league.
All right. Finally, we have Ashtray with helping a stranger even when you barely can.
Oh yeah. So this is fucking this last Tuesday night, right after my dance class at the Crucible. And Morgan was there with her friend and their own car, and I'm like, all right, going home to work on fucking lighters. You know, maybe see you later in the night. And I get home, I'm starting to get working on shit, and I get this like fucking panic call, like, what do I do? Or actually, it was first a call from her friend, and then a call from her where they were stuck in a snowbank. And I'm like, all like, fuck, god damn it, working on my shit, like, fucking gotta go bail your ass out in this snowbank. Got a shovel and a snow, like, ice pick. And once getting out there, this thing too is like in the call, she's like, yeah, the cops even showed up and they left and said,
What?
you just got to call a tow truck. Yeah, they didn't even, like, you think the cops would be like, hey, come into the vehicle, warm up.
Right.
Or
Go
also you
for
would
it,
think
bitch.
cops would have a basic like mini shovel on them this time of year. Nope. Yeah, so 4 different vehicles. People kind of like stop, pause, and we're just kind of like, yeah, you're too stuck. Call a tow truck, and then left her. And so I show up. I'm just pissed off that I've got to bail her out. But it was so fucking cold. And this woman, I cannot remember her name. It was like Keisha or Kanisha. And she doesn't have even any like tools. I brought 2 shovels and this ice pick. But she was there just trying to help push the car out. Basically, what it was, it's this really shitty on-ramp where you got to like turn almost 90 degrees to get onto the on-ramp and then immediately another 90 degrees. And so with how shitty the roads are, which is a whole nother part of my fuck what you think, is that on the isthmus, because they're not, like, we don't use any salt to fuck the lakes up. So it is so, the roads are so shitty a complete week after this snowstorm. And it was so cold, like I still had, like I had my Milwaukee work gloves and my fingers were starting to burn. And I was just like fucking pissed and yelling and like breaking. Basically, all the snow was lifting the weight of the car up so the tires couldn't get into it. But with the 3 of us, like chipping away at this shit, we got it loose and worked out. And this, you know, it's like this woman, she was just before I got there about to go home and get some shovels herself to come back. And like she stayed there this entire time, even after I showed up, you know, and it's just like, all right, well, good luck. So I had a $100 bill in my wallet, and I'm like, I gave it to her. I'm like, thank you. Like, you like didn't need to stay here. This is the money we would have paid to have a tow truck, like the cops said she needed to do. And just thank you for being a good goddamn human being. And she was like almost broke down. And she's like, I got stuck a week prior, and like, you know, I needed help really bad. And I realized I didn't want to be that person who just drives by someone who stuck. So, you know, like there are people out there who like,
I'll do it. I'll drive right by.
I know you will, because you got a RoboCop boot, and that RoboCop boot
I have.
doesn't work well in the cold.
I mean, I'll stop and be like, hey, need me to call someone?
Right. But that's about the best you can do.
Yeah.
I'd let him
Yeah, sure.
give him a ride somewhere or something. You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah. Well, the thing
I
too
can't
is like
physically help you. I'm sorry.
And
Don't
also
be
part of
a
my frustration was
gas
like you
ain't
waited this
free,
long to
start
call me.
sucking.
She didn't want to fucking bother me because she knew I was going home to work on shit. But at the same time, I'm like, why didn't you call me sooner? Because by the end of it too, my fingertips were on fire. Like that's how cold it was. Like, and she was out there.
Real cold out there.
She was out there probably 20 to 30 minutes longer than I was.
That's a long time to be outside.
To try, well, and all she
When
had
it's
was
like
she had the big
10.
long ice scraper, you know, and she like was able to chip away and get some of that snow, but it's not a shovel.
Right.
It's not an ice. And like when I realized how much my fingertips were burning, like kind of calmed my fucking pissed off, you know, aggravated assholeness down. But this woman was there just like with nothing to help. So anyways, it just felt good to recognize someone. It's like, oh, the cops even left and you stuck around to try to help. So thank you.
Well, there you go.
Thanks, Kenesha.
Thanks, Tanisha.
Hallmark moment right there. The cops. I'm surprised they didn't just shoot the snowbank. They're like, that's all I got.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, it didn't work. Sorry.
Sorry.
You know, maybe we shoot
fucking-
your tires out. You'll drop the car down lower.
Just shoots the tires out.
See
you later.
How this works.
Fucking, that's like some Team America shit. They shoot the gas tank and it explodes.
Right.
I don't know.
Now you don't
I
have to worry about it.
All right. Next up, we're moving on to Fuck What You Think, where we tell you what's fucked up in the world. And first up's me. Hey,
Most
can we
things.
just calm the fuck down a little bit here? You know, Pakistan, they're launching missiles into Iran. There's all this fucking Israel shit.
World War
Yeah.
III's coming, bro.
Let's
Popping off, bro.
fucking calm down a little bit. Let's take it down a notch.
That Palestinian attack on Israel literally was probably the genesis moment of World War III. I have a feeling it's going to pop.
Right. You know, and they used to always say that too. Back in that before, so like in the 90s, right? I remember growing up, it's like, oh yeah, it's going to be start of World War III. And then we had all this other war shit that happened. So it kind of just forgot, at least I kind of just forgot about it. It's like, yeah, they're just doing the same shit that they've always been doing. But yeah, things are getting a little
this one feels different.
Spicy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got Russia fucking over there fucking with that shit. You got fucking Israel just
The thing is,
fucking laying siege to everything.
Right.
I only think a world war will happen when
I think it'll look different than what we think a world war
it
is,
obviously will look different, but like a world war, like we wouldn't consider something such as a world war unless we reverse globalization enough. Because the commercial interests are still so intertwined now that like China we'd have to get to a point where we feel we are sufficient enough to not need China, and China is sufficient enough to not need us.
I don't know that matters. I mean, China's fucking creating super carriers. And
they're making super carriers. My point being, though,
you know what I mean? They don't want to give up. Like that shit could pop. That whole Taiwan, or is it Taiwan?
Yeah.
Yes,
so it
over?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, the same thing though is that fighting over Taiwan is also going to be like, yep, if we fight over Taiwan, we're also cutting off all of U.S. money coming in. Like, we're
Right.
not going to buy any of their products.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, with Taiwan, like a huge part of that deal and why it's important is superconductor manufacturing, which the U.S.
TSCM or whatever.
Right. TSMC.
TSMC.
The U.S., they are making a very big push right now of superconductor manufacturing in the United States. And actually, they have a deal with Israel. So, yeah, right.
Hamas doesn't like that.
Yeah. And China, their economy is declining. They have a bubble that has been there for a long time, and it
All
seems
those
like
ghost cities.
Yeah, it seems like, and I've seen those firsthand. And it's really, if they don't have anything to lose, they're like,
right,
fuck
exactly.
it, man.
That's scary because they are a powerful fucking military force.
Right. If they're like, well, we could just fade into oblivion, or we could use these tools that we've been building up for a little bit here and what we have right now. I don't know.
It's true.
Simmer down
also,
now.
like,
Simmer down.
They could also, it's kind of one of those things too, where it's like China can more easily just decide, like, oh yeah, like the monetary structure and the economics that our system has been running on, fuck them.
Yeah.
Like, we're just statewide, we're just going to take over these industries, and like, it doesn't matter whether they're making money or not, we're going to make them make the shit we need.
Right.
Whereas in the U.S. and Europe, we are much more beholden to the corporations who are like, wait a minute, we can't shake things up.
Yeah, it's very much the other way around. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Russia's the same.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, just make sure
Apple
you
better
have
get ready
access
to make
to
some fucking heat-seeking missiles.
Yeah.
Tell you what, they'd be the most proprietary heat-seeking missiles on the
right.
planet.
God, right. But
They'd
yeah,
probably be
right.
the
You can only
sexiest
fire them if you buy
heat-seeking
their Apple
missiles,
Vision
too.
Pro glasses.
Yeah, they'd look good for sure. Yeah.
For sure.
Sleek. The boxes would be really nice.
Okay, next up we have Mystic with fuck the cold and snow in Wisconsin in general.
Yeah, just the whole area. You know, I'm gonna just say fuck the Midwest.
Yep.
This is ridiculous, dude. Like Ashtray said, like it's probably better in Milwaukee than it is in Madison because we aren't idiots and we use salt.
Yeah, you're
But,
like, fuck it, salt works.
But it's still crazy on the side streets. Like main roads are fine, but like, dude, going to fucking down side roads and shit is just nuts. There's just hard fucking rails of ice you got to fucking drive around and shit. Our driveway is fucking crazy, and there's nothing you can do about it. No amount of salt is gonna get through that shit at this point.
Yeah, what? How much y'all get? How many inches?
We got like 12 here.
Yeah, I don't know. We got more than 9.
We were low
over the time
because I'm pretty close to the waterfront. So, I'd say Waukesha got like 14 inches, probably something like that. But then it immediately dropped to negative fucking 20 with wind chill. So just fucking everything froze in place. And I say immediately, it was like that night.
Yeah.
So there was really no time for them to really clear a lot of it. So I'm not blaming the city or anything, but like, God damn it, this shit sucks.
There we go. Keeping on the snow front here. Teddy with goddamn southern snow.
You guys got Mystic said he got 12, but he's on low end. Ashtray said he got more. So I know in Iowa they got, I think my in-law said they got like 20 inches or some shit. Here we got 3 to 6. And
that's a lot for Tennessee though. You know?
I get that, but it's these people and snow. Like it happens every year, and they don't prepare for it. They don't. What they do down here is they put some brine on the road, so you'll see like 3 or 4 little strips of the shit they put down, and it never fucking helps. And it's
Right. It's one of those things. Like, they
It's so
say it helps,
crazy.
but like I don't really know. It's not like I'm out there testing it.
Yeah.
no, the weather is testing it. It's not working. The weather is the test.
Yeah.
Touche.
Whoever
And it
sold
failed.
them that brine is fucking laughing their asses
fucking
off on the way to
laughing.
the bank.
Yeah,
They
it's
just
like
sold
I'm just using the
water.
pickle juice from my fucking jars with the bar ale.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy retarded. They don't prepare for it. It's it happens every January or February. We get 3 to 6 inches, and these motherfuckers act like they've never seen it before. And after living down here for 30 goddamn years, and like realize like why the fuck, like after living here, like my wife was born in Franklin, like she still like she hasn't left the house. I wouldn't take it back. She left the other day. She didn't leave once.
Is the snow
But
still on the ground?
It is on the ground, but because people like the picture I showed you, I sent you in the little thing. Like people still going to work, the road looks like that. I'm like, bro, drivable. You can see the tire tracks. I'm like, it's fucking shit. I got texts during the show about people like, hey man, I don't think I'll be able to make it into work tomorrow. I'm like, dude, it's been 5 days. It rained today.
It's like, come on.
It fucking rained today, so it like turned a lot of it got rid of a lot of it and turned a lot of it into slush. I mean, and these people are like, I can't drive.
It's still not
man.
below
It's
freezing.
too-
That should be.
Oh wow. Yeah,
God
that's
damn,
a
it's so
pretty
funny.
Yeah,
Story
what was the
shit.
temperature today, you said?
Say what?
Teddy, what was the temperature?
It was like 38, 40, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so above freezing.
Really?
Yeah, geez,
Nah,
dude.
I would have written someone up if they had said they couldn't make it in.
I've
Like, that's
it's
crazy.
34 right now.
Yeah,
It's 34
it's
right
like
now.
they treat it like the pandemic. You know, it's like, oh my god,
Oh, yeah.
it's nothing. We're all
Dude, I go-
Motherfuckers.
stuck.
Motherfuckers around here are bicycling and shit like that. Are you kidding
Oh
me?
yeah, here too in
They're out there
Madison.
still fucking
Sickening.
right.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
I do my grocery shopping on Sunday, and it was supposed to. We're supposed to get snow. I think on Monday or something. I can't remember where we're supposed to get it, but I was shopping on Sunday because it was right before the storm. I was hiding, didn't realize it, and dude, there was nowhere to park. I'm like, people were fucking. I'm like, you're not gonna get. It's not like you can open your door and there's gonna be fucking snow halfway up to here. You're gonna be able to leave your goddamn house, and it's so fucking. Like people on Facebook are like, how do the roads look? I'm like, go out and find out, bitch. It's 3 inches. Like you can make it. And to see I've seen people like I went to work, did my account for liquor and shit. And as I'm pulling out, there's a slight hill, and I'm pulling out to go to the interstate, and this guy is just coming to the same hill, just fishtailing, just like spinning his tires. I'm like, bro, obviously that's not how you do it. I mean,
just hammer down on the
Yeah.
gas pedal even more. That
Yeah.
will help.
crazy to see people spin it. I'm like, fuck. It's like when it happens, I'm like, my son gets about 14, 15. I'm gonna take him around. Like, yeah, we're driving around neighborhood. You're gonna learn how to drive in this shit. You're
Yeah.
not gonna be like these fucking retards. who
Take him
can't
to
leave
some
their house.
fucking parking lot. and
Yeah,
just let
let
fucking-
them whip some shitties.
I mean, yeah.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, that's how you learn.
All right. And then
Jeez.
next up we have Ashtray with some more fucking snow
Yeah,
shit.
more snow bitching. Yeah,
Jesus
bring up this fucking
Christ.
page. There's actually a lot of good pictures here.
Goddamn winter weather.
Point thing is too is though it actually kind of proves itself that it's a real problem when like there are 4 to 5 separate news articles about the topic on the Madison subreddit. Is the fact that on the Isthmus where I live, like you can tell the difference when you get out of city of Madison and the Isthmus to the rest of all the surrounding, suburban communities and even the Beltline. That there's just like, I get it. It's the Isthmus, right? It's this narrow strip of land, and they're really trying to cut down how much salt's used because it all just, bleeds into the lakes. But like initially, my first complaint was just like, give us some fucking sand. Like at the intersections, because as you're trying to slow down,
Yeah.
and because they didn't use any salt, the roads all turn. You see in these pictures where it's
Yeah.
just like this one here down East Wash. Look at down East Wash. See all that white?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like kind of a far
Yeah,
back
yeah,
photo with the street lights, and people trying to walk across. Yeah, like look, that is all hard packed ice, and that is what I drive through every morning to work. It's increasing an extra 10 to 20 minutes in my drive.
Jesus
late
Christ.
Yes.
How long is your commute to begin
Normally,
with?
it's 12 minutes. Ideally, it's 12 minutes. 15 minutes, you know, if you're counting for kind of variations of traffic.
So it's doubling your commute at least.
Oh, yeah. There was one where I was stuck underneath the Monona Terrace tunnel, and I was watching a train pass us all. And you know that train, if it goes far enough, it's going to cross your road on your way to work, and you're going to then have to wait for that fucking train to cross in front of you again. It's like, God damn it! Anyways, Madison, it's people who are driving in and out of Madison proper for their fucking high-paying jobs, and they live out in the cheaper suburbs, are like all bitching online about how shitty the roads are once you get into the isthmus. And it's shitty, and it's so hard packed that you've probably seen that where it becomes like rumble strips in the road.
Mm-hmm.
It's like these weird little slat like of ice pack, like that is what we've been dealing with for a full week. And yeah, like getting my ass out early to leave for work is still sometimes not early enough.
You know, that's something that I really appreciate about Central Wisconsin. They don't fuck around with the roads.
Oh, yeah. Just take care of it.
I have a 50 minute commute, and honestly, like maybe a couple minutes longer during the winter.
Yeah. Oh, I know, like on the meat raffle, I went, and driving through these roads this last Sunday for the fucking Packer game meat raffle, which was a fun fucking game. But as soon as I got to Hilldale, like Metcalf's parking lot, boom, fucking concrete all the way. And there was some on the Reddit where everybody's bitching about this shit. This guy he worked for City Snow Plowing, and then he started his own contracting business. He's basically like, yeah, us contractors, like we've got the real shit. We got the real salt, the salt that works even in these temperatures. It's like special formulated.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's why when you pull up to, whatever store you're going to, they have a private plowing company that does their parking lot. And that's why it's bare and clean, because they're using the real salt.
There you go. Go fuck yourself, Mother Nature. Water quality.
Yeah.
Dump some fucking salt into that bitch. All right.
I do like that I work in the same, I'm sorry, I work in the same area as a clinic, as a fucking freighter clinic. So our parking lot is always perfectly fucking clear and fucking, yeah, they do a really good job. Unlike my landlord.
Oh, right. Touche on that. Thank God for 4-wheel drive.
In all seriousness, go fuck yourself, Pakistan.
Wow.
Nuclear power.
Yeah, right. That goes out to all our Indian listeners.
That's our show. We're going to be here every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/redeyereport. Like us, share us, fuck us. We're down for whatever. I'm Oracle.
This is Ashtray.
Mystic.
And I'm Teddy.
Boom.
And Teddy's high.
And this is the Red
Yeah,
Report.
look at his eyes. He's playing video games already, isn't he?
Rob been playing video games the whole show.
Why you're so engaged?
Mystic, buddy.